What is happening? Welcome to another pitcher video breakdown. My name is Nick Pollock, and we gotta talk about this. Oh my gosh, it's Jacob Misiorowski. I like to call him J Miz, of course, like Les Miz. And okay, there are so many things to go over, but first, I'm just gonna show you the first inning, and you're gonna understand right away. Oh my gosh, that's 100. Just right out of the gate. Why not? Let's just throw 100. But don't worry, there's more than that. Okay, that's 102, and that's dotted, and that's beautiful, and oh my gosh, that's insane. And here's the thing about it. That is not just any 102. We've seen like Jordan Hicks throw like 105 or something like that. Maybe some Aroldis Chapman getting up there too. We've seen some guys dial it up, Brewster Gratterall, but this is not the same. One is the obvious one. Where is it located? Okay, and we'll get to that one a little bit later. But then you have velocity, 102. It's very nice. Okay. But then you have these weird ones. You've got extension. What is that one? Well, it's how far the pitcher gets to the plate. And understand that 6.5 is average. That's in feet. It goes actually to 0.9 to 7. Don't worry about that. But once you get to 7 feet extension, that's when it's above average. It's like 80 percentile. That's really good. 7.5 is Logan Gilbert, Tyler Glasnow, and Sawyer Gibson Long. And that's it. Those are the other ones. That is making it so late for guys to react. And those guys don't throw 102. Okay. So you can actually effectively add another 2 miles per hour to this fastball, which is nuts. And then you have the height adjusted VAA. And that means that this ball is coming in flat, which does not match the bat angle, which is like this. So that means there's even fewer parts that they can make contact with. It's not coming in like this. It means the bat would hit it all the way down here. No, just there. It's nuts. This is literally the best fastball in the majors. If he can keep looking it up here. If Jacob Misiorowski is going to be throwing these fastballs all the way over here or all the way down here, or actually if he just lands down here, it's not going to be as good. It's still going to be incredible, but this is insane. This is the best fastball in the game. And that's what we saw last night from the starting pitcher. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to watch with you this first and fourth and fifth innings. I want to show you the whole thing. There's 101, duh. And so you might actually start seeing some of the secondaries. Okay, they're mislabeling all of this stuff. Just know that it's four-seamer. You could say cutter and then curveball. That is the curveball, not a cutter at 89. He's actually doing it. You can see the grip where he's going over it like this. And if you see, that's the bottom of the C. Okay. Anytime you see the front of the fingers turn over, curve. You see them go on the side, slider. Okay. Cutter is actually pretty much just like this. It's just slightly tilted over. But where he's certainly coming out in front of it, 100% a curve. 89 is, I think, the hardest you'll ever see. I mean, I don't think we've seen a 90 mile per hour curve before. Yordan Ventura used to throw, Yordan Ventura used to have that like 87 to 89 mile per hour curve. Sometimes nice McCullers can get up there, but it's insane. That kind of curve you don't see. And what a take, by the way, from Nootbaar on that one. But you can go back to the heater, right? Oh, 102 fouls it off. It was pretty great to see that Nootbaar is doing this. So what does he throw? He throws another curve 88, and it's a ground out. Now, not a good spot, right? This is kind of the case with a lot of hard throwing guys. Is if they're geared up at 101, 102, they're just going to cheat endlessly on it. And that in a vacuum is a real big mistake pitch at 88 of a breaking ball. But because it's like you're not geared for that, you're going to ground out. If you get that down, like the Tyler Glasnow curveball, yeah, that's going to be a whiff. But we'll take that. That's your first MLB out. Oh my gosh, 102. Look how late he is. That's down the pipe, but who cares? Oh my gosh. We might see here. I think we do. Yeah, there's so dumb. That's a legitimate slider, even like a cutter. It's not as much drop as a slider. Like normally we think of a gyro sliders as 0-0, right? And what that means is like the x-axis and the y-axis, it's right in the middle. And for those I'm wondering, like, how does that mean it has any movement? Just think of it based on the fastball. Okay. How much movement does it have off of where his normal fastball movement is? And then that you can think of it like that. But 0-0 means it has no movement, which essentially is just saying if there is no spin on this ball, then it lands in the 0, right? And a gyro is, if it's completely gyro, that means he's getting 100% spin that way. So that really, there is no spin affecting it and it just goes kind of straight like that. Does that make sense? And you think, but it has all this movement stuff. It does, because you expect the ball to move like a fastball. Don't worry about it. Anyway, this is disgusting. That much movement, that horizontal movement, and more just like a little bit relative to 101 is crazy. And it's just all about throwing strikes. If you notice so far, he's thrown a lot of strikes. He's thrown maybe one fastball out of the zone thus far, which is really, really good. And there is actually, I believe that's the curveball again. They call him the cutter. It's not, and it gets another out because it's in the zone in a 2-strike count, and they have to swing at it, and they're not prepared to, right? But that's why you didn't get a single strikeout in the first inning of this one for Jacob Misiorowski. There's that cutter, and it's almost like this cutter is just the safe pitch, which is so good. It's so important. I say this all the time to guys. Hey, Ben Brown, are you listening? You have a fastball and a curveball. You need to have this. This is the bridge pitch that lets you get through games. Having something else with movement that you can throw for strikes. What is interesting is that Misiorowski overall in the start had a sub 60% strike rate on that cutter, and there it is again. And that's a whiff, right? Normally these bridge pitch cutters, you don't get as many whiffs on, but yeah, because you throw it 96 and has movement, like you're gonna get it, especially if they're trying to gear up for 100, 101. Oh my gosh, here's 0-2. You're gonna throw the fastball upstairs. You're gonna miss upstairs. Of course you are. I mean, that's a really good pitch though, right? And look, I gotta say, like, straight. It's all straight. It's all this, which is so good. It's not as much missing this way, that way. I don't care that this was a ground out of 101. It was down the pipe, but I'm happy it wasn't like the ridiculous miss pitch. And we're gonna see those in this one. This is the 4th inning. This is not the 2nd or 3rd. Okay, and there's a reason I'm going to show you, guys, this one in particular. So that is 86, trying to get some free real estate, missing over there. And I got to say, I saw a good number of those curveballs from Misiorowski missing over here. And I want to see him here always. That's where that should always live. If he's trying to do a first pitch strike, it should be in here. Honestly, I don't want that from Misiorowski. Why? Because that would be the easiest pitch that they'll get to hit the entire time. And that curveball really only works when you have the 196 that they're preparing for. He can maybe sneaking in, but if he's smart and thinking maybe he'll get that, there's a hit, right? So we don't really want to see it over there. And there's 97. And yeah, 97, right? So not 101, not 100. It is now the 4th inning. That was his 48th pitch. And it's starting to, first of all, the adrenaline's wearing off a little bit. It's getting deeper into the game. Okay. Now he's tugging this. And oh, this is the worry. This is the problem with Jacob Misiorowski, as we know from the minors, where it's a pitcher who, yeah, the greatest set of skills or tools in the tool set, just stuff wise. But is he actually going to locate these things? I don't know. So he tugs that one. Okay, how are you going to adjust? Now it's 3-0. And he doesn't. It's a 4-pitch walk. And I got to say this about Misiorowski. I haven't really bucketed anyone like this before, but it's always in my head of guys who have walk rates, but not higher walk rates than they should based on strike percentage. Strike percentage is generally a really good way of looking at if they're going to earn walks or in what's fixable or not. Like if you have a high strike rate on a fastball and a really low one on your secondaries and you don't throw many fastballs that game, yeah, you're probably going to walk more guys, right? But there are some pitchers who have a higher strike rate than their walk rate would suggest. And that's because they're more prone to at-bats like this, where it's just a 4-pitch walk, right? And they just lose them and they can't make the in-game adjustment. They can't make the in-at-bat adjustment. And that is the biggest differentiation you'll find between rookies and veterans. Rookies have a harder time figuring out what to do in the moment. Veterans have been there before, and generally you'll see fewer walk rates from older pitchers because they're able to make those micro adjustments inside of at bats. You miss over here, then the next one's over here or over there. They know to switch to this pitch to get a feel for this and then return back to it. It's a constant thing. So here we go. We have a guy from the stretch, and from pitching from the stretch is harder. We saw it a little bit in the 3rd inning, where it was the first time a man was on first. And the first time in a game that you pitch from a stretch, usually if you're the batter, the rule of thumb is you take a pitch, because if it's the first guy, they're not used to throwing from the stretch that game yet. And they likely are not going to throw a strike on the first one. This is the first one of the inning. He did throw on the 3rd, and he did actually have some trouble in that batter. But there's your cutter at 92. Just, hey, I need a friend. That's what the cutter really is from Misiorowski. And he's trying to do it again there too. It soars up. It looks like it got a little bit underneath that one. And there's a 97-mile-per-hour fastball, and Wynn is like, he's upset because he's like, man, that's a ball. That's a ball. I didn't need to do that. All right. So 1 and 2 here. What's he going to do? He's going back to the fastball. He does. Good foul off by Wynn. That's tough. That's 97. That's upstairs. That's a beautiful 1-2 pitch. Like, gorgeous. I'm actually pretty surprised that it didn't strike him out because, dang. You got to throw, like, see, that's 96 down the pipe. And here's the thing. You see that 97 upstairs and you foul it off. It's like, if I'm Misiorowski, this is exactly the time that you go to the cutter or the curve. Because the only way that you foul that off is if you are timed on it, right? Like, you are right there on it to be able to get close to that. So, if you do a mistake like this, you might think this is gone right now. But it's not. It's just a fly out. Because it's Misiorowski and it's his fastball. But still, I think against a better hitter, I'm not saying that Win is terrible, but I think against like a really, a class act hitter, no, that's not at all what I'm saying. Against a stud, they're going to punish that, right? And that's the importance of the cutter and the curve, is that in those situations where they are showcasing that they are doing that extra effort to catch up to that fastball, which, by the way, again, that 96 is not 96. 7.5 feet of extension means that that's like 98 and harder. Okay. So that's still really difficult to get to. That would really be the moment to throw the cutter there, right? There's 98 down to pipe. And this is Ivan Herrera, who's like, he's batting what, 321 this year or something stupid? Like, this is not just some schmo. He's looking for that heater, saw it, and he foul tipped it back. Like, it's hard to hit. I think that is the fastball. They're saying sinker, four seam. They can't figure it out. They're just calling it a four seamer. It's 4 pitches. I don't know if we're going to see that. Oh yeah, we are going to see it. There's a cutter, by the way. Let's go back and watch that one more time. I'm so sorry. I was talking over like a dingus. We got the cutter away is what they're saying it is. You didn't get a good look at it. Neither did I. That's why I missed it. And there's 98 up. And that's beautiful. I mean, like, if Misiorowski can just do that, that's like 100, guys. That's the equivalent of 100. And it doesn't have even bad vert. It's like 16 inches of vert. It's so dumb. All right, let's see here. He tries to go for a first pitch cutter. He misses it. That's like the worst cutter I think he throws all day. That's a really nice one. He doesn't get the call. Welcome to the Bigs Rook. That's a really nice one, though. That's unfair. Now 2-0. I mean, do you throw another cutter? Do you throw a fastball? Oh man, that's 2 he doesn't get the call for. And this is a gripe I have of when there's a check swing, but it's actually a strike. The umpire will turn more to the check swing to see if they got a strike as opposed to the pitch actually being a strike or not. And because he check swung, he doesn't get called for a strike. And this is 3-0. And finally he throws one down the middle, but are we going to be able to do it again? A 3-1? No. Oh, that's really close. And here's the thing, like, 3 of those pitches were absurdly close. I could see all 3 of those being called for strikes. And he didn't get any of them. So close. And that's the difference between like, cool, that's a higher walk, but it's not really going to be sustainable. But you need to lose them again. And I think a lot of guys that have these weird walk nights, you'll see them getting to full counts more often. And it's because of foul balls extend the at-bats, and then eventually they get walked, right? But what we're seeing here is all of these are either 1 strike or 0 strike, right? 4 pitch or 5 pitch walks. And there's another one that's up and away. And guys, if you're catchers, if you're like a high school catcher right now, I'm watching this, talk to your pitchers more. When you see a tough situation like this is 1-0, and you see him, he's like flailing around or something like that. So let's say it gets to 2-0, and that one doesn't. If you were to miss that, you go and talk to him. You calm him down because that can cascade very quickly into a very terrible inning, right? 1-1 fastball away, 97, fouled off. And he's really aggressive on that. You might want to think you want to do the curve here. And he does, but that's the kind of thing, it just bothers me so much. It's like, we know this works. This works if you can execute this here, but he can't, right? Those little extra things, they do add up when it comes to inefficiencies. And he's trying to go upstairs with it. He gets it inside far enough that Burleson can't get it. But I will say, Burleson got the timing right. It just went further inside than expected. So he wasn't able to quite get it. But all right, cool. 5th inning. This is the last inning now I'm going to show you. Because no, I'm not going to show the stupid walk at the end of at the top of the 6th. That is just dumb. That is a cutter upstairs at 94. And Arenado gets to it, but it has enough movement away that it gets to the end of the bat, right? So he gets that quick out. We love that. Now we have 99 upstairs, which is disgusting. Disgusting. And we're back to 99 now on pitch 72. Yeah, that's good stuff. 0-1 here. And that's 99 away now. And he took one. And like, I love this. Misiorowski throwing these strikes is really cool with this heater. And yeah, we have seen some at bats where it's just like, where is this going to go? Actually, the 6th inning, the 3 pitches were just all just terrible, right? But this is the craziest thing. So what we've seen so far is Jacob Misiorowski throwing these 99-mile-per-hour four-seamers, this golden 93-mile-per-hour cutter when you need a strike in there, and then you see this curveball he hasn't really figured out. But we haven't seen many lefties. Look at this thing. Oh. There's no chance. That is disgusting. Yeah, so this is an 0-2 changeup from Misiorowski, and after showing 99 on the previous pitch, down away at that. And the thing is, this is the second changeup he threw. He threw one, I believe, in the second or third inning, that was taken, I think, by Gorman. Maybe it was Gorman, maybe it was someone else, but it was 90 miles per hour. Wasn't 2 strikes like this, and it landed in the same spot. And like, if you can just execute this, there's no way they touch this because they're so gassed up for the 99. Especially after you showed the 99 away on the previous pitch. Are you kidding? That was something else. Oh my gosh. And there's a first pitch curveball for a strike. We'll take that against the 8th hitter as you get down again and as you get back into the rhythm. And this looks like, oh no, you're trying to get a cutter for a strike here. No. This is great. This is so good. That has movement away. So if you can nail that, like, this will be a deadly whiff pitch constantly. If you can get this in the lower half as you do for the most part here and just off the plate, like Contreras didn't swing at the other one because it was 3-1. He was just not expecting him to throw a strike. He was like, I'm going to make the bet that you're not going to throw a strike to me. I'm going to walk. And there's a worse one at 0-2. No, that's not a good idea. I love that. Oh, I'm 1-1 away. Like, jeez. Oh my God. Oh, that's so good. And that should have been the final pitch of his night. And it wasn't. But yeah, you see it. Jacob Misiorowski is just, it's dumb. And what I showed you wasn't so much volatility, right? I mean, yeah, he had those moments. I'm upset about the curve not being what it wanted to be and doesn't really feel like he's hitting edges. He's just kind of throwing it in the zone. That's all he needs to do. But Misiorowski is kind of that guy that he's lucky enough that, yeah, that's all he needs to do. He is one of the few that just needs to throw it toward the glove and he's going to have a lot of success. He has in the minors had some questionable games of lots of walks. He had 4 technically in this one. It's really 3 because, again, I'm not going to count those 3 pitches in the 6th till he up the 6th before he left with leg cramps. But yeah, this is incredible. Oh, I'll get hyped about J-Miz, K-Miz. If he didn't do well, it was going to be swinging to Miz. But yeah, by the way, I'm doing fewer of these to focus on the debuts and the games that really matter. But make sure you subscribe at the bottom here. Don't miss a single one. We are almost at 10,000. Help us get there. But that is it for today. My name is Nick Pollock of Pitcher List, and get out of here.